Shalom, Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Raka'akwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to your Akim in the faith, doing the work in truth and sincerity, day in and day out, in season and out of season. I want to open up with this scripture right here in the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 24. I pray this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. It should be a quick one, regarding, pretty much the dietary laws and the benefits and the cons and the pros. So we're going to bring this out. And Salakia, if the AC in my background is making noise, or a helicopter which is above me, Esau doing his rounds, man. Jake better repent because Esau on their ass. O Lord, how manifold are thy works, and wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches, man. That's right, man. So when you look around, and we're going to get this in the NLT. When you look around, man, New Living Translation. When you look around, you look at the seas, you look at the skies, you look at the trees, the different birds and things of that sort, right? Those are works of the Lord, man. When you see a peacock, we're gonna get that. When you see this, you have to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because an Edomite couldn't make this, man. It says the Elohim made them, made the heavens and the earth, things of that sort, the creations, named them after their kind and things like that, roughly paraphrasing. But a mortal man can't think of things like this, man. A man in the flesh, a simple nigga, can't do these things, man. So what they say in the world, you got to give credit where it's due. So yeah, I want to get that scripture again, Lord willing. Psalms 104. And verse 24, and it reads, "O Lord, what a variety of things you have made." That's right, man, because let's check this out. In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. And you see, I'm giving the Lord praises for all his creations, because I'm very thankful of him, and I'm very captivated of him. When I see different things, I can only just think about how grand the Lord is. But the inspiration I got this lesson to do was from my brother Yeshaya, and he was pretty much talking about the Lord has no problems with the unclean animals. He made them for a reason. The Lord loves all his creations, man. The Lord has used his time to make his creations. And I ain't saying he loved Esau. I'm just saying, the Lord, the Lord did his thing. Varieties of. This is a small example. On your own time, you can go check out how many varieties of different things there are. There's over, how many varieties of mango are there? 1,000? Let's get an apple. In Babylon, that's something, we known for. Apples. 7,500, man. Variety of palm trees alone. If you put trees, it'll probably be infinity. So these are just all small examples of just how great the Lord is, man. He has kinds of kinds. So we're gonna go through the dietary laws, man, because a lot of people just think a lot of people just think, oh, the Lord, he don't fuck with these things, and the Lord made the pig to clean the earth, man. He didn't make the pig to go in your body. And this is going to be another cut to show you why the Lord pretty much had a classification of things that we should consume and not consume. Number one cause of death. For blacks. Non-Hispanic. Okay, heart disease. Boom. That's the heavyweight killer, man. What do you think heart disease and all these other things derive from, man? Reasons for heart disease, man. From all these MSG, all that dumbass shit Jake be eating. Jake arms be skinny. They legs be regular. You look at their belly, it's full of lard. It's full of excess abomination, man. Because guess what? Jake eat bacon for breakfast. Then Jake gonna go get a bakey turkey ham and cheese. And then for lunch, for dinner, he gonna eat a... Can't make this shit up, man. Reasons for heart disease. Salaki, you know, shit like that'll get you aroused. Cause I seen that shit yesterday. Brother explained that to me, man. You know, we seen the fat dude, but he wasn't really fat. It was just his stomach, you know, just messing him up. High blood pressure, cause of heart disease, depend on high blood pressure. And high blood pressure, okay, fatty deposits, you know. And I ain't saying just because you eat the lawful foods, you know, you gonna be okay in this body. You ain't never gonna see no fatness. Everything's in moderation, but you are you are more likely to be more healthy eating the Lord's, you know, dietary laws. But we're gonna get into it, you know, now that you guys seen the heavyweight killer. And I bet it's the same thing for NK. Number one cause of death for Hispanics. Damn, that's crazy. Food is something that's supposed to make the belly glad, joyful. Heart disease. God damn it. You can't make this shit up, man. We're going to get right into it. Salaki for my French, but, you know, this is just to show you how true the scriptures are, man. How true what we're dealing with is. Because I damn sure guarantee you Amalek ain't dying from this shit. They ain't the Lord's people, you know. Let Google tell you. They'll tell you Amalek don't die, man. Because, you know, whatever, man. But let's get into it, man. I really want to get into the main points, man. Let's jump down to we'll start verse 1. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Yasharallah, saying, there are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. These are the beasts that you should eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So he's going to tell them these what you could eat. So if he ain't say you could eat it, that means you can't eat it, you know? Yasharallah being the descendants being the so-called blacks, which are you so-called Negroes, Haitians, and Jamaicans. And then the so-called Native Americans and Hispanics being Gad, Reuben, Seminoles, the natives, the Mexicans. Those are bywords, you know. The Brazilians, the El Salvadorians, the Ecuadorians, the Panamanians, you know. Whatsoever parted the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud, which is grass, among the beasts, that ye shall eat. So we're going to see what a parted hoof and a cloven-footed parted hoof animal looks like. Parted. That's a cloven hoof. That is parted. That's a parted hoof and a cloven-footed. You know, you can see the part in the middle. Cloven hooves. You know. Hold on. Let's get this real quick. Right. This is a good example. This is the best example. Because the two on the left that are cloven-footed and part the hoof are lawful. And the one on the right, that's just one piece of hoof, is unlawful. We can't eat a horse. You know? Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that cheweth the cud. So there is animals that cheweth the cud. Or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So you got animals that eat grass. That don't mean you just eat it, you know. Specifically, it says cloven-footed, part of the hoof, and cheweth the cud. It said that for a reason. Because there's a process which like cows and different animals use with their two stomachs, and where they eat the nutrients, and they take it in and they regurgitate it and they eat it again, you know, for whatever reason that it may be. I'm not that far too deep into it, but it's all scientifical and it's all spiritual. And the Khani, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So Khan, let me finish. Let me get some more until we get to the scales and the fins. Khan. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he has probably one hoof. And the swine, because our people, this is a stomach block right here. That Baconator gonna get y'all every time, man. You know, because Esau eat them. And really, when you cook pork, it smells filthy, man. You know, a lot of animals, you can eat them with simple seasonings as salt and pepper. like in Argentina and Asher, they have so much plethora of good meats, cattle. You don't really got to do all that shit that we do in Babylon, because it already doing its thing. It's already fresh and good. But with pork, that's why they do they add all the preservatives. You got the caramelized bacon, all that good stuff. That's to hide the scent. That's to hide the actual taste. Because in reality, if you weren't grown up on that stuff, it'll be disgusting to you. Like, now that I've grown up out of eating all that abominable stuff, now when I smell that thing being cooked and I walk in a restaurant, I could tell it's that being cooked because it's unpleasant to me. Because even lamb has a funny smell if you don't cook it right, or if you're in the middle of cooking it. But when you get to the end of the, cooking the lamb, it's decent. If you know what you're doing, through the spirit, Lord willing, you brothers can receive the example I'm trying to say, because lamb do be having that, funniness to it if you don't know what you're doing. But at the end of the day, it ain't nowhere close to pork. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you. The swine eat poop. The swine eat dirt. The swine eat mud. The swine eat anything. There's nothing that the swine don't eat. Why would you want to, if you don't eat poop, why would you want to eat an animal that eat poop? Because in reality, if you're going to eat a swine, why not eat a rat? What's wrong with Moab? Why Moab can't eat aliens and Moab got to be put down, man. But right, if you're going to eat swine, man, you might as well eat a rat, man. You might as well eat human and everything else that comes with it, man. And that's not literal. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, of their carcass shall ye not touch. What is a carcass? A carcass is a dead body, so if they're passed on away, you can't touch them. But if they're alive, they're fine. You can have a pet pig. You don't think you're gonna have pet pigs in the kingdom to clean? I ain't gonna say it's gonna be filthy, but it might be. I don't know how it's gonna work in the kingdom, but you might have filth. The wind might bring some filth, and the swine gonna eat it. A banana peel, whatever the case may be, some compost, whatever you got going on. Your wives might litter, and the pig gonna come and swoop it up. So, Khan, I just want to just get that point across, because this is where I really want to get into. Because the point the brother made yesterday, which led me to doing the lesson, was the Lord loves these animals, and it's only for our benefit that we're not supposed to eat certain things and touch certain things. It's nothing emotional. It all makes sense. So we're gonna get into some of the things that Esau has written down. That's fact check. Peter would probably be a good source. All right, they being emotional. Hey, man, they being emotional, man. We getting the fuck up out of here. Salakia. They're talking about they got feelings. They on that vegan stuff. So, Khan, pork is unsafe to eat. Forget about cancer. With lion speeds, the number of hogs killed per hour getting faster and faster, food and safety advocates warn that quality of meat is at risk. So not only is pork bad, but the quality of pork people used to eat, way before us was way better. Not that there is a good sort of pork or a bad sort of pork. It's all terrible. Consider top pork producer Hormel, which has increased line speeds up to 50. So long story short, what they're saying is they can pig at a fast rate. So it's quality over quantity over quality. Concluded that this rate is simply too fast. According to him, pork products are likely to contain fecal contamination, which is doo-doo, urine, which is pee, bile, I'm not sure what that is. Bile is bitter greenish brown alkaline fluid. So that's pus. That's all that gut juice, hair, because they eat everything. Intestinal contents, diseased animals, toenails, because they eat everything, man. Cutbacks in government inspections have left consumers exposed to all kinds of health risks. So they're not even using the same expectation. Like, they're not using the same tools of approving the animal, of its safetyness. They just let it go, because it's all about money in Babylon. Workers in the industry are treated terribly. That don't matter. The pigs are treated even worse. Because like I said, there's no good sort of pork or a bad sort of pork, but they're treated terribly. So therefore, the hormones that are releasing their blood and in their meat, that's coming onto you. And that's why y'all go out and y'all kill and y'all shoot and y'all just demons, because y'all eat demon shit. Y'all drink demon shit, smoke demon shit, read demon stuff. Man, pork is full of antibiotics. A handful of large meat conglomerates control global production. So in other words, it ain't too many companies. You might see you might have different options, but they all the same people. So whatever the hell they want to put in one, they could put in all. Pork production is an environmental disaster. So let's cover this one a little bit. This one sounds interesting. Hopefully you don't let down the wind from one of the many pig factories, which are likely to be bigger, or at least 25 nonsense have been filed against Smith. Ooh, this one of these suppose oh my gosh. So a pig farm could hold 4 million gallons of doo-doo and pee, man. So in other words, we gonna leave this, man. If you ain't get the point, Lord gonna kill you. Or a pork gonna kill you, which is, via the Lord. Dangers of eating shellfish. I didn't really get to that part in the scriptures, but I'll cover it real briefly. Verse 9, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. So the Lord is going to tell you what is actual seafood, because people think just because it's coming out of the water is seafood. You can't eat Leviathan. Leviathan will kill you, man. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the water. When you go to that word fins, it's like wings. It's what propels the fish to do their thing in the waters. So not only fins, but also scales. Not only scales, but also fins. And the seas and the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and the rivers of all the move in the waters, and any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. So they don't have the fins, they don't have no scales. Together, you're not allowed to eat them. The Lord still loves them. The Lord still made them for a reason. They still have a purpose. Oysters are beautiful. Koi fish are beautiful. Goldfish are beautiful. I think that might be, that has fins and scales, but that's not the point. Sharks are beautiful. Dolphins are beautiful. Manatee, we can go whales. We can go on and on and on and on and on. But you can't eat that. But Jake Stiffneck and Esau's out here tricking people with his trickery that these things are delicacies, man. They shall be an abomination to you. You shall not eat of their flesh. But ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. But ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination unto you. These are they which they shall have abomination among the fowls. Okay, so that's the birds. I just want to touch on the shellfish for right now, because these are really high popular things that our people indulge in. Our people don't really eat vultures, and our people don't really, our people ain't foreign enough and don't have the ability to do that. At least in Babylon, for the most part, maybe in the land of Mexico or South America or Haiti, the Caribbean islands, they're doing more craziness. But here, the popular shit is pork and seafood, man. So, let's read this highlighted report. It says, vibrio infection, norovirus infection, or hepatitis A. Wow. Eating raw or undercooked oysters or clams. When do you see people can usually cook oysters? Never, man. Give you diarrhea, nausea, stomach pain, severe weakness, vomiting. Why? Because your body ain't meant to consume that, man. So, do you see Esau? Let's see what's the main reason Esau is dying. Because these heathen bodies, no, it's not allowed for them to eat abomination, but they're not a wholly peculiar people. They're not set apart, man. So the law is going to affect us even more, man. If a heathen eat pork and we eat pork, we more likely going have a more severe reaction. Through the spirit, which is judgment, and also carnally, which is throwing up and stomach pains. I'm talking and rambling so much, I forgot what I was going to search. Salakia. Lord wanted to come back to me. Man. And there's a reason people drown their seafood in Obey, because Obey seasoning, because the reason is it smells bad and it tastes bad alone. That's why you have to have the lemon, the butter. People do the most, the garlic, the eggs, you got to do the most because you have to hide the scent. And that's why man, let's get a picture of this, man. Give me 1 second. Seafood boil. Or what's that place called? Crab. Well, watch it show up, of course. Let me see. Go on the maps. Salakia. On the maps. I think it's called crab. The juicy crab? Is that what it's called? Let me see. I don't think that's what it is. Lakia. Crafty crab. Crafty council, man. Wow. Crafty crab. That's Satan. I didn't mean the maps. Let's get the images. I just want to show y'all something real quick that I peeped through the spirit. Okay, Hey, yo. Would you go to a 5-star steak restaurant with your family and be served in a garbage bag, having to wear bibs and gloves? Why would you have to do that? Because you eating doo-doo, man. I'm going to leave it just like that, man. If you don't agree, show behind. I wanted to get a few in here, but, you know, the lesson went, I think I got the point across, and the lesson went a little farther than I wanted it to. Hey, well, let's get verse 4 in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14. These are the animals you may eat. The ox, which a lot of us can't afford right now. No, but if you can, go ahead. The sheep, the goat, the deer, the gazelle, the roe deer, the wild goat, the ibex, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. You may eat any animal that has a divided hoof and that chews the cud. However, of those that chew the cud or that have a divided hoof, you may not eat. The camel, the rabbit, the hyrax. Although they chew the cud, they do not have divided hoof. They are also ceremonially unclean for you. Ceremonially unclean for you. I want to get that word, ceremonial. In a way that relates to a part of a ceremony, a fixed set of formal acts performed on an important social or religious occasion. So, long story short, through the spirit, it's unclean for us. It'll hinder our growth physically, spiritually, and mentally. But with that, I want to say, call line, la Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, double on to the positive GMS. Salakia, if I was cursing too much, it's just, you know, different times the spirit get amped up and roused up. I'll watch myself more next time. Shalom.